Well, the show is called The Shadow in the Dark. It is basically a collection, an anthology show of different E. Nesbit short stories, ghost stories, horror stories that she was quite well known for in her day. She published about 25 to 30, plus a couple of gothic novels and ghost novels. And we've collected a couple of them, as well as extracts from her autobiography, sort of going into what scared her, what inspired her to write these stories, and her fear of the dark.
The stories we've selected for this, they deal with themes of darkness and shadows and tricks that the light kind of play on you. And it's taking the story The Shadow and the story In the Dark, and we've rather creatively come up with the title of the play, The Shadow in the Dark. I know, brilliant.
The one that I am directing is called The Shadow. It is a spooky Christmas Eve story taking place in a large house after most people have gone to bed, and the ones that are left are telling each other ghost stories. And the person that you would least expect to have a story to tell, or even be allowed to tell it, turns out to have a true story, something that really happened to her, and which cannot be explained, and actually isn't just a story from the past.
I'm directing several sections. I'm directing the In the Dark section, and I'm also directing the E. Nesbit wraparound sections as well. They're very different in tone. The E. Nesbit ones are more kind of diary-like. She's telling her stories, she's talking about her childhood and her life, and this is kind of leading her to then talk about the other stories that we see acted out in full. She'll talk a little bit about her childhood, about visiting Bordeaux and mummies and the experience she had with those, and she'll also be introducing the In the Dark section, which in the original story was told from the point of view of a chap called Winston about his friend Haldane. We've altered it and made it so that the story is told entirely from the perspective of Haldane. If you know the story, you might be going, huh, because you'll know how it ends. But don't worry, we have thought about that.
It's part of the Edinburgh Horror Festival, which is happening at Halloween in Edinburgh, strangely enough. It's going to be at the Banshee Labyrinth Chamber at 7:40 from Thursday the 26th to Sunday the 29th. And there's also going to be a live stream of the final performance on Sunday the 29th, which will be available for 24 hours. So you can catch that if you can't make the show physically on those dates.
If people could donate to help support this project, it would, first of all, it would mean that people who are creative and working in the arts are able to put something on that is of a good quality that we want it to be. It also means that anything we take from door sales, it means the cast can be properly reimbursed and covered for their own time and work on it. That's really important. But essentially, it would help us to bring this show to the stage. It would mean we can actually put it on. So it would mean the world to us.